I'm not going to ask if you were surprised by the election results, because this is behind us. Right? It's done deal. I wanted to ask you something else. Are you surprised by the change in President-elect's behavior after elections? How he changed when he went to the White House to meet President Obama, and the way his victory speech?
Not at all.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. Because I've known Donald Trump for probably about 20 years, and his family. And in my private dealings, and even in interviews that I've done with Donald Trump, many interviews through the years, he's always been more professional, more contained. The Donald Trump you saw on election eve, after he certainly, overwhelmingly won the presidential election, many people were saying, oh gosh, where is this Donald Trump? We didn't see him on the campaign trail. But then a lot of people who knew him well, like myself and others, I remember seeing, oh, that's the Donald Trump. I almost didn't recognize sometimes the candidate Donald Trump and the one during the debates. But I've always found him to be actually a very engaging, someone who very much cared about politics, cares about country, cares about current events. And to me, it was no surprise, because people were saying, okay, can he handle the transition? And to me, I almost had no doubt that he could, because he's been much more measured in conversations I've had with him, and certainly just in public other areas that I've seen him. So to me, it's not a surprise. I think the election eve Donald Trump is probably who we will see during the candidacy.
So the real Donald Trump is the one after elections, not during the campaign. Yeah,
there's a feisty Donald Trump. Okay. So, I mean, I wasn't totally surprised when I saw some of the remarks. I'm sure that he regrets, and has even said that he regrets some of the things that he said and did along the way to get to where he was. But I've often found a much more measured, much more contained Donald Trump. And in fact, people who didn't know him said, oh my gosh, this is such a different person. And to me, that was more the person. I think sometimes maybe he shapes himself to the moment. And I do believe he will absolutely keep sort of that tone I would expect for most of his presidency. I would expect so, and I hope so as an American too.